Okay. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in again. Another episode of Taking Healthy Back with Maria. And I have another inspiring guest today, Enoch Leffingwell. Did I say it right? Leffing
Leffingwell.
Leffingwell. Pardon
Perfect.
me. Pardon me on that. I like that we could just be human here and make mistakes as we go
Absolutely.
along. Uh, Enoch, first of all, I love your name. And Enoch is an international keynote speaker, a best-selling author, and a mentor to health educators. So, that's right up my alley. And he has an amazing story that I really thought was worth sharing with my audience, and that you add a lot of value and impact to people's lives. And I'm really honored to have you here. So, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. I'm very honored to be here as well, and I'm glad to be able to share with your audience.
Super. Well, let me just get right into it. My first question is, do you believe that wellness positively impacts your success and whatever your idea of success is? And I know you have a very compelling story, and I already know your answer, but I'd love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, does wellness impact your success? I would say absolutely. A lot of people look at success like they look at health like it's an expense. But I would submit to you, your audience, that your health is not an expense. Your health is an investment. Your health becomes an expense when you fail to invest in it. So many times people spend the first 40 years or so of their life sacrificing their health so they can gain wealth. And then they spend the last 40 years of their life and using their wealth to regain their lost health. And I figure, like, why choose when you can have both? When you learn to pursue success, pursue your God-given assignments in a healthful manner. And yeah, like with my story, I had a heart attack when I was 12 years old. I was the second fattest kid of an elementary school of about 1,000 students. And as I was had this emergency, I was rushed to the hospital. They took my blood work and found out that I was high cholesterol, high blood pressure. I already knew I was morbidly obese and very depressed at age 12, but I also found out I was borderline diabetic at age 12. And I was like, I didn't know much about diabetes back then, but I imagined that I was like walking towards a precipice with one foot off, and I was about to step off that cliff and my life would never be the same again. Now I know that type 2 diabetes can be reversed, but at the time I'm just like, what do I do? And I started searching for health solutions that can help save me, because here I'm looking at going to an early grave if something doesn't change. And that's a lot of times where no matter your dream, no matter your desires in life, if you don't have your health, then what good is your dreams and your goals and the success you pursue if like you're going to die of an early grave? Like that doesn't make sense. And so as I started to search, my mom was like pulling some books off the shelf and she was saying, hey, these doctors say that, and she started introducing me to this acronym, and it's called God's Plan. And it talks about these 8 laws of health. She was sharing how all disease is a result of a violation of one of these 8 laws of health. And case of
Love
sickness,
it.
see which ones are being violated and then correct them. And then nature can be assisted to reestablish right conditions. Would you like to know what God's Plan acronym stands for?
I absolutely would.
All right. It stands for G is for godly trust. O is for open air. D is for daily exercise. S is for sunshine. P, proper rest. L, lots of water. A, always temperate. And N, nutrition. These are the 8 laws of health. And when I started to apply these to my life at age 12, I ended up losing 50 pounds in 3 months, and I never put it back on. Haven't really touched a soda since I was 12, and I've been very much interested in health since then. And people started to ask me what I did, and I just started sharing. And when I was 17, I learned about public speaking, and I learned that people actually want to hear the health message that I have and the transformation that God has helped me through. And that's what kind of started me sharing my health journey with people.
Wow, that is a really major realization at age 12. I'm sure in my day I was still playing with Barbies at age 12, and that is quite a feat. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I'm 28 now.
Okay, wow. So that really wasn't all that long ago either.
Nope.
Um, that's pretty cool that you've accomplished so much, and obviously your purpose, to share this message. And the 8 laws, that's easy. That's really easy to follow. I mean, at the bare minimum.
Right.
So, well, that leads me to my second question, which I think is poignant at this point. What are your 3 to 5? I'm sure you have more non-negotiables for sustained wellness.
Yeah, if I would choose 3 to 5, I would say one of them is just to be a super student of what successful wellness looks like, and
Mm,
just being an interest, because we're never really going to apply anything that we don't actually know about. So it's just cultivating an insatiable curiosity about how our bodies work, and about life, and about just pursuing that has been super helpful for me. But the second
mm,
non-negotiable was, this is something I learned in my teenage years that was probably one of the most transformational factors of my life, is recognizing that the best way to learn is to teach. So not
mm.
just taking in all this health knowledge, but actually what I like to call study to teach, study to share, because like God doesn't bless you with knowledge so you can just hoard it up and keep it to yourself. He gives it so that you can impart it to others. Just like you're doing this podcast, you're learning, you're sharing, and you're extracting from others who have experiences, and you're sharing it and reporting and on this platform as a result. And I realized that when you teach something, you get to learn it twice. And
Right.
when the best way, if you're struggling with some health challenge, or you're struggling with any challenge, the secret to overcoming is by helping others overcome. So find
Mm,
someone, find someone who has the results that you want, and figure out what they did. And then as you're learning that, find people who have a similar challenge as you, or worse challenge, and just document your journey and share what you've been discovering along the way. And so I started doing that, and being invited to speak in different locations, sharing my health story.
mhm.
And I realized that, wow, people are actually interested in this. And so that's been those are the two non-negotiables, have been very impactful for me.
Okay.
And now, like the third one for today is I realize that I am, after 11 years of being a professional speaker, I've learned some things that help others who have a health message to be able to get out there. And for
Hmm.
me, I find no greater joy than helping others to be able to get their health message out to who they're called to serve. And so the third would be to support others who are educating others in
Mm,
that the ways of health education. And it's exciting when we can help each other. I believe we can do far more together than we ever could apart.
And what you said is just really beautiful, and no one else has ever put it in those terms, not diminishing what anyone else said, but that's a real confirmation for me that I'm on the right path, because I'm a connector and an educator, a mom of five. I had to teach things 5 times. So I got pretty good at it.
I love it.
And wow, that's really inspiring. And I actually thought you were a little older. I thought you were in your later 30s, believe it or not. I just perhaps it's just your maturity and all that you've gone through in such a short amount of time of your life. So it's very encouraging for other people your age to have access to what you have. And I think that's super awesome. And my final question is, what are you actively doing to create a culture of wellness? I know it seems redundant, but um, how can people work with you? How can they um, work on taking healthy back with your unique knowledge and talents?
Yeah. And so what I do is I support people who have a health knowledge or a health expertise or even a health passion. And I teach them how they could package that health knowledge and turn it into lucrative health products, whether they're digital products or physical products. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 10, and I've been fascinated with digital marketing since I was 12 years old. So in doing, and that means I've been in business for over 17 years. And yeah, you were mentioning that when you were 12, you were playing with dolls. And I always get the question that it's like, Enoch, why were you out like building businesses when you're 12? Like, why are you fascinated with digital marketing? That's so strange. I was out like playing basketball with my friends. And it's just like, for me, it was that I have a passion for helping people solve problems. And that's really what all business is, solving problems for others. So when you have a health business, you're solving health problems for other people. And I believe that if you're able to take your health expertise or knowledge and be able to serve people in a way that you can gain more resources, those resources are able to scale the impact you're able to have in this world. And it wasn't until I found my first mentor, who was also in a health education, who was telling me, he's like, Enoch, you send people as health educators, we send people to health food stores all the time. Why send them to other people's health food stores when you can send them to your own health food store and get paid for it? And I was like, wait, you can do that? That made so much sense. And that helped me to, my mentor helped me to start a health company, and which scaled to over $500,000 in profit. And so because of that, people started asking me, how could I start making an impact, which spreading my message, but also making money to support myself, my family, my dreams. And so that's been something that I'm doing, is I see that we get to bring heavenly solutions to solve earthly problems in the way of health education, health knowledge. And right now I'm doing a challenge that is called the High Income Health Expert Challenge, that is helping people who have a health knowledge, who have a health passion, to be able to learn how they could attract clients that actually want to pay them for their advice, and how they can use the internet to scale the impact and reach the people that they're called to serve.
Wow. I think I need to take this challenge. Is it going on now, or when's your challenge?
Well, it's
Or is it
in
all the time?
Great question. So it's going to be a monthly challenge. It's going to be starting here in about 2 weeks. So
I
I could
still have
definitely
time.
get you. Yes, you still got time, and registration is open. But by the time that this podcast is open, we'll still be doing the challenge as well. So anyone who's listening and they want to learn how to take the knowledge or health passion that they have and share that, it's also available to them. But yeah, I find that the way that I'm contributing to take healthy back and encouraging wellness in the world is just by, I see that there are so many, like you, there's a lot of health modalities that people can do to impact people that work really well. And as much as I would love to just pursue every single one of those, I realize in order to get good, we have to niche down. We have to choose our lane and what we're going to do. And rather than spending a lifetime of this modality and that way to serve everybody, I realized, well, what if I just help those who are helping others? What if I teach the teachers, educate the educators, and serve those who are serving others? And take my marketing knowledge that I understand, that I've been studying since I was 12, and be able to help others, messengers, to be able to get their health message to the masses. I'm like, I could do that. And then vicariously together, we could reach people who, like, you otherwise wouldn't be able to, and I wouldn't be able to if we were not sharing our talents.
Wow. I love it. It's so like I feel good listening to you, how you're helping other people help other people. So I am definitely going to take advantage of that challenge, because I feel like I've already gained so much from you in this short amount of time, and it's really awesome. So if you could do that here in a short amount of time and get me wanting to taste what you have to offer, then I know anyone who watches this is going to feel encouraged. So I appreciate it and thank you. Is there anything that you would like to leave with our audience? An encouragement, a tip, a wise word to leave with them?
Definitely. I just want to encourage everyone who's listening here, is if you're interested in health, obviously, and you're interested in success, you are studying, if you're listening to this podcast, I just want to encourage you that in a lot of times when you're starting something new, it can be scary. And it's very easy to feel like if you're going to switch your lifestyle, or you're going to switch the foods that you eat, or maybe you're going to take on a new healthy habit, or maybe you're going to take the leap to be able to impact others with the health knowledge you have. It's easy to ask the question, what if I do all this work and it fails? What if I do this and it doesn't work out? But instead of asking yourself, what if this doesn't work, start asking yourself, how awesome will this be when it works? Or how life-changing will this be when this exceeds my expectations? Because when you start something else, if you're expecting failure, you're going to find that, you're going to look for it. But if you start expecting success, like, ask yourself, what would you do if you knew you could not fail? And go do that. That's my encouragement for all of you, because when you change your question, you change your life. And when you upgrade your question, you'll upgrade your life. And your health is the #1 asset that you have, that God has given to you to be able to make a greater impact in this world. And I want to see all of you succeed at the highest level. And I'm glad to be able to be here to serve your audience. Those are my final words, if you will.
Well, thank you so much. So encouraging, and I'm so impressed with you. And I'm really happy that, our divine appointment had such fruit. So thank you. And we'll see you next time on Taking Healthy Back with Maria. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.